Welcome back. The White House this afternoon attacking Florida's new curriculum on African-American history, saying it prevents an honest account of the nation's past. One of the most controversial aspects of the standards of concerns is for the lessons of middle schoolers. So I want you to look at your screen. It reads in part, slaves developed skills which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit. So Vice President Kamala Harris traveled to Florida last Friday to attack the plan. Here she is.
They want to replace history with lies. Middle school students in Florida to be told that enslaved people benefited from slavery. They insult us in an attempt to gaslight us, and we will not have it. And we will not have it.
Governor Ron DeSantis, as you probably know, has weighed in on social issues in the past, defended the curriculum. Here he is.
You should talk to them about it. I mean, I didn't do it, and I wasn't involved in it. But I think what they're doing is I think that they're probably going to show some of the folks that eventually parlayed, being a blacksmith into doing things later in life. But the reality is, all of that is rooted in whatever is factual.
All right, let's go to our panel now. I'm not taking a stance, Scott. I want to turn with you. I have an honest observation here. The Vice President, and again, I said I don't have an opinion. The Vice President was very strong in her response. And then we heard the governor. I don't feel as if he had a strong response on that.
That's called the runaway. I didn't have anything to do with it, if you will. Well, that's a pretty powerful statement that the Florida Education Group put out. It's ridiculous and offensive, and really this whole issue of rewriting history for people of color and specifically African Americans, America struggles with the race question. It always has, and yet we are still trying to form a more perfect union. And so young people and adults, right? You learn from your past. We don't have a great history with the American Indian. We don't have a great history with the Jewish culture and faith. And so as a result, this country's got to get comfortable with the race question, but erasing it and saying that slaves somehow benefited for being a blacksmith just doesn't get it. It's just false. And by the way, if you were trained after being beaten, raped, and shot and killed and run down by dogs, and you had a skill set for a blacksmith, then what'd you do with that skill set? Because if you ran away, you couldn't use it, and who knows how long it took before the slaves were freed. But here's the question, right? If slavery wasn't so bad, who on this panel would like to trade their ancestry culture for slaves or for a person of color? I don't think you got any takers here, right? And so it's just really offensive and not good for America. And it doesn't get DeSantis to the end zone regarding the GOP nomination.
So I do want to read, and I appreciate your response, I'm going to read a Department of Education defending their standards. To be fair, they write in part, any unbiased observer could conclude to be in-depth and comprehensive African-American history standards. They incorporate all components of African-American history, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we're talking about the defense of the department here, but I want to weave in DeSantis' response. And Mark, is that a misstep? Does he need to take a more strong stance and maybe take this statement and say, no, I hear you, the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Yeah, this is really surprising for me because this is his wheelhouse. I mean, when the New York Times and Kamala Harris attack him, that's his moneymaker. He should go right into it, and he dropped the ball there. I mean, he even has the former commissioner of the U.S. Civil Rights Commission, Dr. William Allen, who was on the advisory board that created this standard and said the vice president is wrong. It's categorically false. That's not what this is teaching. And yet he ran away and said, I didn't do it. This is not me. It's based on a bill he signed that created these new standards. This was a big opportunity for him to take his culture war, and he missed it.
I think it continues to be a big opportunity for him. I read the standards. And this is one line in...
One line, by the way.
Yeah, in 75 lines of, I think, a basically unobjectionable list of things that was put together with a group of esteemed scholars. And I think this is the Democrats looking for a way to tune Harris up. Can they get her out on the trail? Can they use her for the role that you have to use your vice president for when you're an incumbent, which is to be on the attack? Can you get out there and be the attack dog? So they're trying her out in that role. But I will say this is a blessing for Ron DeSantis. This is, for Republicans, I have not seen so far Republicans of such a broad spectrum unite behind Ron DeSantis in this nominating contest. There's nothing like having Kamala Harris and the New York Times come after a Republican to kick in that Palin effect and have people feeling good about him.
But they're not doing that, though. It's a false narrative. And they're running from it. Republicans and Democrats are running from this one line. They should take that one line out, quite frankly. And I don't think it hurts them politically to do that.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.